It's taken Italy by storm, and now Edinburgh's Traverse Theatre is hosting the UK premiere of Gadda Goes to War. Written and performed by Fabrizio Giuffuni, it's part of a series of talks, workshops and performances that promote and explore the work of one of Italy's most complex writers, Carlo Emilio Gadda. Elsewhere in the Traverse, this group of Scottish and Italian teenagers are working together to translate extracts of Gadda's work for a performance tomorrow evening. And they certainly know their stuff. Each of them has worked hard to earn their place here by writing a prize-winning detective story in the style of Gadda.
Well, we're trying to prepare something interesting to see tomorrow before the great show by Giuffuni. So we did our best to try to organize something that could actually capture the audience and delight them before having this good experience. I love it. It's what I like to do. That's why I like to get involved in these type of things, get to know new people, go places, and just have these type of experiences. Also multilingual experiences. I think it's very important as a personal growth, but also also to bring forward maybe a message, to bring forward a message also of fraternity. Through different countries, different universities in this case. Edinburgh goes great with me.
These events aren't just about promoting cross-cultural understanding, they're also about helping English speakers begin to explore the many works of a little-known Italian writer.
Basically, Gadda is the Italian Joyce. So we're talking about someone who is early 20th century, has written a variety of things, novels, short stories and essays. They all have one thing in common. The language is absolutely proliferating, a bit like Joyce, and is also dabbled in a number of languages. So when they were saying, Italian, the regional Italian, but not just the regional Italian, but also ancient Italian. So the problem is that the language is so rich and exceeding and accessing, in a sense, everything, that the reading is quite demanding. As part of this event of Edinburgh 2012, we have developed a project that involves basically translating Giuffuni's plays into English, and that's the first English translation of those texts that Gadda wrote. So we have something absolutely new. So in terms of dissemination and trying to introduce the Anglophone public to Gadda, we are really doing something very special.
The way he uses language, like a mechanical thing, is very interesting for a writer. I mean, how he uses words to explain things that are maybe not there, but they take you somewhere else. Italian writers I don't think they're that known in Britain, and certainly not such a difficult writer that is barely known even in Italy because of his complexity. I find it very difficult for Scottish people to understand his writing because the translation in English would be very difficult and it would take really a long time because the language is the focal point of his work. So it would be very nice to see how English sees and receives this kind of language.
Supported by the university, Edinburgh Gadda Projects believe Gadda's work has a lot to offer, particularly for young people.
Gadda, yes, is a great asset, and it is part of what a young person should learn, because it basically is ready to take everything apart, is extremely provocative, satirical, invites people to think on their feet and for themselves, not to go for anything that is like conformism or acquiescence. So invites a gutsy reaction to life, and I think that's an excellent skill and a very important one to have.
Gadda is a contemporary writer. The way he writes and the way he says things is so contemporary, is so close to our brain, and it is also awake the brains. So I think it's so important that we all awake our brains, and the youngest are going to be the future generation. So I think they really need Gadda. I think it's important to realize that they can write and they can put their thought on paper, and there are no rules because Gadda broke all the rules. I'm really amazed that in Edinburgh we have the most important Gadda centre, which is an Italian writer, an Italian author, and I'm really pleased to be part of this event. I think it's been incredibly interesting and an incredible opportunity for everyone everybody, because to exchange ideas and even the way we speak, and realizing, that the barrier can be transformed into opportunities. It's an amazing creative opportunities for everybody.
More information about Gadda in Edinburgh can be found on the Edinburgh Gadda Project's Facebook page.